Hello and welcome. So, I was rummaging around in my parts bins looking for a particular type of bolt when I came across this sealed bottom bracket that I had completely forgotten about. I am fairly sure that it came from my specialized rock hopper when I upgraded it to a 1x. As I was looking it over, it occurred to me that this would be a nice upgrade for my Hyper Urban. Now, the Hyper comes with a solid axle and cup and cone bearings. There is not anything particularly wrong with cup and cones, but that's not exactly state of the art. In fact, they have been around in one form or another for, easily 100 years. So as I set about tearing down the Urban, I was surprised to find that the drive side crank arm came away easily, just as did the bearing cup. It's always nice when a project goes smoothly and as planned. Now, make a note that I just said that, and you will see why shortly. Moving to the non-drive side, I struggled to get the crank arm loose. So I just started wailing on the wrench with my rubber mallet and kerpow! The crank puller broke off inside the crank arm. And here's why. I neglected to remove the retaining bolt. I don't know why that slipped my mind, but it did. And I will tell you, I felt some old stupid when I finally realized what I had done. Or not done. So I ended up removing the non-drive side crank arm and the axle as a unit. Fortunately, I had several spare non-drive side crank arms left over from various upgrades, so I just grabbed a replacement and got back to work. I installed the main portion of the sealed bottom bracket with no problems. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Then I tried to install the non-drive side cup, and it was not so easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Turns out that the non-drive side cup was threaded in the wrong direction. That is, it was reversed for the drive side. At least now I knew why the unit was just sitting in my parts bin. Mismatched parts. Now I would have been plenty upset and sung a few choruses of the old four-letter serenade, except I happened to have a shiny new Sunlite bottom bracket. I say happened to have, but I bought it for a future upgrade to my Kent Ridgeland. But needs must, and I installed the Sunlite bottom bracket and the replacement crank arm with no further drama. And you may have noticed that the new to this bike Rockbros alloy pedals, which I lifted from my parts bins, are in a lovely red to match the wake handlebar. Just for fun, you know. So anyway, a quick ride to the corner store for chips and salsa was uneventful, and after the two blunders, I was happy for that. Now, I suppose I could have edited this video in such a way that it would look like the Sunlite was my first and only component choice. And I will bet you cash money that if I didn't mention the crank arm, nobody would have noticed the replacement's matte finish versus the original's gloss finish. But you know, first of all, that impresses me as being kind of like cheating at solitaire. And second, I think that all this is a good example of how to deal with setbacks. Find an alternate solution and keep on going. Or, as I like to say, I always have a plan B. As I have said before, I think the Hyper Urban is an underrated and largely unappreciated bike. It's nice looking, and it's a good bike in stock form, especially for the $174 price when I bought it. But the thing is, with a few simple upgrades, the Urban is capable of hitting well above its weight class. If you want to see more of the Hyper, there is a playlist linked below left. There is also a link below right to another video that I think you will like. And as always, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate that. Goodbye and have a great day.